Target, Wake Island. From the new 7,000-foot landing strip of processed coral on Kwajalein, 4 flights of liberators of the 7th Air Force leave their base at 7:15 hours, May 16th, to strike at Wake. At 11:30 hours, they're over the target. "100-pound general-purpose bombs are used against ACAC installations on Peacock Point. Each liberator carries 40 bombs, which are instantaneously fused and in double suspension. All bombs are released in train on target. Various approaches are used by the liberators to confuse the ACAC batteries. The 4 flights come in on the target from different directions and at different altitudes. Flak is moderate and inaccurate, and few ships are hit. Wake Island is under constant daily observation by Navy search planes and is raided regularly to discourage its use as an airbase. The Wake garrison has been estimated to total 6,600 men. Another formation sets out from Kwajalein on May 31st to attack anti-aircraft gun positions on Wake Island. 11 planes of a B-24 squadron take off at 1-minute intervals. Each plane carries 40 100-pound general-purpose bombs. The bomb load was concentrated in an area 5,000 feet long by 700 feet wide at Peacock Point on the southeast end of the island, where most of the ACAC guns are located. Bombing altitude is 14,500 feet to 15,500 feet. Half of the bombs are instantaneously fused, and half have delayed fuses of 1/10 of a second. They're carried in double suspension and are released in train to hit at intervals of 100 feet. Hits are well placed. While this squadron is attacking Peacock Point, another squadron strikes at Heel Point at the northeast end of the island with 2,000-pound bombs fused to explode 50 to 100 feet above the target. Anti-aircraft fire is intense but not too accurate. The large amount of ACAC is unexpected. The Navy had attacked Wake the previous week with carrier-based planes working on gun positions. No enemy fighters have been seen in the Wake area for several months. The weather is good and all ships return safely. The round trip from Kwajalein to Wake averages about 8 hours. At Kukumdok, Guadalcanal, P-38 replacements for war-weary fighters expended in South Pacific drives arrive aboard the baby carrier Savo Island. Lashed side by side with wings removed, the planes cover the whole flat top. More fighters are stowed below. Mobile cranes unload the carrier simultaneously at bow and stern. Tarpaulins protect engines and cockpits from the weather and the sea air, and dull blackout paint covers all surfaces. Lifting tackle is hooked to cables which are attached to the plane at proper balancing points, and the fighter is swung over the side. Guy ropes attached to the tail and wheels help guide the craft to the dock. Tractors are ready to tow each plane to the replacement center at Fighter Number 2 at Henderson Field, where it will be assembled and assigned to a combat area. Crated wings, replacement engines, and spare parts are stowed in the lower decks. They're loaded on trailers and delivered to the replacement center. Fighter delivery by carrier proves to be a rapid and successful operation. On Kwajalein Atoll in the Marshall Islands, GI Ingenuity harnesses the prevailing north wind to help with the chores. A great variety of types and models of the windmill washing machines make this tropical spot resemble a Dutch countryside. The boys claim that when the breeze is strong, these machines taxi their clothes right up to their tents. A portable field laundry is in operation on the atoll, but its output is limited, so these contraptions help fill the gap. If the wind dies down, this misfit marvel does the trick by means of a discarded fuel drum, a broken down bomb sight practice rack, a signal corps wire reel, and some old Jap equipment. Sunshine keeps the water hot, and in 1 or 2 hours, the machine washes the clothes clean. But some men still ignore the progress of science. Men of a bomb group in southern Italy modify the M1 battle helmet and liner to protect them from flak. Because of the bulge of the earphones, the steel helmet cannot be worn without alteration. To fit over the regular leather flying helmet, the liner must be cut to pattern. This work, devised by the engineering section, must be accomplished by the crew members themselves. Using metal cutting shears, it's easy to follow the chalk outline. The liner must be properly fitted since it absorbs much of the shock of shell fragments. A screw jack, made with 2 clamps and a turnbuckle, stretches the steel helmet so it will slide over the headset without pressure on the earphones. For this slows circulation in the ears and increases the hazard of frostbite. The helmet is tapped lightly to aid in setting the metal and to prevent its cracking under stress. When the spreader is extended sufficiently, it's left in place for 5 minutes and the helmet tapped sharply to make it retain its new shape. The completed assembly gives effective, comfortable protection to the head and neck during combat flying. To save time and labor, a new tire changing tool is devised using material obtained from wrecked railway cars at Foggia. Ordinarily, it takes at least 3 men and 6 hours labor to remove a main landing wheel tire from the rim. And when a cleat track is used to do this, the bead is often broken and the tire ruined. The improved tool prevents this. It's placed on the rim and is anchored in position by the upright member, which is fitted between the spokes of the wheel. A hydraulic jack placed on the tire wall under the tool supplies the pressure to separate the tire and rim. When the tire is pried loose at one point, the tool is moved to another spot. Generally, 3 or 4 changes of position are sufficient to loosen the tire completely. The wall is pushed down to make sure the tire is entirely free from the rim, and the lock ring and detachable rim are removed. The tire is then lifted from the wheel, a 30-minute job for 2 men.